Hey guys, and welcome to the new video. As you can see by the title, that's going to be another vlog or behind the scenes of my freelance industrial design life. So if you're interested in such content, keep watching. So working as a freelancer is kind of tricky in the sense of planning your time because yes, from the one hand, you can definitely plan how much work you want to take per week or per month, what projects you want to work on and which ones you want to skip. But at the same time, it's kind of tricky that sometimes when you dedicate your time for work, it's not always going to be like this, meaning that you have to wait for your client's response sometimes for hours, if not for days. So to make things and like spend my time more productively, I always have a side project that I'm working on while I'm waiting for my client response. Sometimes that could be a YouTube video or social media content plan. But today I'm gonna spend some time on adjusting my portfolio. Before doing anything, to put myself into the right mood, I usually like to scroll Pinterest and Behance feed for a while, and honestly, I don't consider it as a waste of time because this way I'm first training my eye, and second, I increase my visual library in my head, if that makes sense, which allows me to get familiar with different elements and design methods used in products that I have never designed, but probably will design in the future. So, speaking of the portfolio, for me personally, it's sort of like a never-ending project that is always in progress, and I think it will always be this way because there are always some things that you can adjust and make things better to look more professional, to look more deeply developed, if that makes sense. Because this just generally increases your chances either to land a job or a new freelance project. So it's definitely worth investing time and effort into. And today I'm gonna change just one picture, I guess, which is a very rough page of sketches that look completely all over the place. Um, so I'm gonna change that and add some, I would say, structure and try to showcase my thought process behind the scenes in a better way. So let me show you the before. It's one of the slides from my portfolio projects, and to me it looks very messy because as a viewer you can't really tell where to look first because there are so many different elements presented. So I'm going to restructure this page a little bit. I'll probably break those sketches into 2 pages instead of putting everything together. So let's see. I actually found the Procreate file that I started sketching this whole page in and decided to show you. As you can see, I took a picture of a super rough pen sketch that I initially did, made it transparent, and sketched on top of it. This is a very useful method when you're preparing a project for your portfolio or a client presentation and you don't have a scanner, but you still need these sketches to look very clean. Using a tablet can also save you time, as if your project has some symmetrical elements, you can just duplicate them instead of drawing the same thing twice. One thing that I noticed that I did wrong was that for some reason I used red color to show, like, to draw the arrows and show how all those elements work, which was definitely not the best choice because I used the same red colors on the previous pages to mark some problematic areas in the product. So I'm definitely going to change the color of the arrows here. So I'm starting to reorganize the page. And this is actually from my swimming pool cleaner project. And in these sketches, I'm brainstorming on different options of how the angle in the swimming pool can be cleaned. And as I was choosing from 3 options, I'm going to clearly show that. And the next page will have the water filtering mechanism explanation. So once I reorganized the sketches, I put them into Adobe Illustrator, where I do all of my portfolio project presentations. So this is the previous sketch that I have in my portfolio. And as I mentioned before, I'm using red color to showcase some cones of the solution and some green color to showcase the prose. So anyways, moving to the sketches, this is how they look like. I gave them the names, explained a little bit what elements they have, and I also wrote down some pros and cons of each option, just to make it clear why I eventually chose this one over any other possible solutions. This is actually not necessary to write all of those things down. It's just my personal preference, I guess. But it's definitely good to mention them during your portfolio presentation when you will be job hunting. And this is like part of the typical interview process where you showcase your portfolio. And it's really necessary to mention these things, at least out loud. And then this is the second page of the sketches. I know it looks blank for now, but it's okay because I'm definitely gonna add some things here maybe a little later. But for me, it definitely looks much better and much clearer than it was before. So let's just take a look at what we had before. So I think the difference is pretty big. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this change. Hey guys, so it's actually the next day, and today I have finally managed to open one of my Christmas presents that I got this year. And it's actually sort of like a constructor. So once I put everything together, this is what it looks like. Look how cute he is. If you take a closer look, you will notice that it's made of those parts put together into a 3-dimensional shape. So the way that I received it, I actually threw everything away already, but anyways, so you receive multiple sheets of cardboard that has outlined parts with the numbers, and you cut them out and then put one by one using those 2 wooden sticks. So the reason why I'm showing you this is actually because I've done something very similar back at university when I was studying industrial design. And back then we were doing furniture. So initially we came up with the 3-dimensional look. I remember I was doing a sketch and a 3D model of it. I won't definitely find it now, but still. So we came up with the overall look of the product, and then we bought huge sheets of cardboard like this one. I don't know actually the name of the material, like of the exact material, but I know that this is used for boxes. So we then manually started outlining each of those pieces, cut them out also manually, and then we used glue to stick those elements one by one to finally get the three-dimensional shape. I've never really thought of using wooden sticks as the base for the model back then, but that's okay. Glue still works pretty great. And if you watched my previous video, by the way, you definitely remember that I was showing lots of examples of plywood design, furniture and toys, and that's actually pretty much the same. So you create the overall design, and then you start thinking of how you can cut out all of those elements so they can like form a three-dimensional shape in the end. So if you're self-taught or if you have already graduated, I definitely recommend you trying this method for model making because it's really fun. It's not super hard to do, but obviously this one was made in some sort of a software because it's very accurate. Like, look at this. The anatomy is like perfect. So I'm excited for him to be at my desk all day long and stare at me. Hey guys, so it's a couple of days later and I had to accidentally pause all of my projects and everything going on because exciting news! I'm getting an eye surgery next week. It's like a vision correction surgery, which I was going to take on for God knows how many years, and I'm finally there. So that's exciting, but I'm not gonna take any new projects in the next couple of weeks because I don't know how much time the recovery stage will take. So yeah, I was going to film something else for this vlog, but I just physically can't. And I hope you still enjoyed this short, or not short, just this video, and hope to see you soon finally without my glasses on. So look forward to the next video.